G'day Gundies and welcome to episode 7 of the New Game Pickups. I just want to start off by saying I hope that you and your family have a very great and successful 2025. I can't believe it's the year 2025. It's crazy how time flies. But that all being said, we are here to see what games I picked up over the course of December, and there is a lot. So this is going to be quite a big episode compared to most. And as always, I'd love to know down below what games you picked up for the last month or what you got for Christmas. I'd love to know what Santa brought you. It would be an awesome thing to check out. Anyway, let's jump in and check out what I picked up for this episode. Now, to start off with, we have Astrobot. Now, I know pretty much everyone except for me has probably picked up this game, but it wasn't really on my radar. I played the first initial inbuilt game that came out on the PS5, and for some reason I picked up and put it down, but after I saw people's videos on this, talking about how they got the platinum for this and how much they were enjoying this, it was kind of like a Super Mario of the world of PlayStation. I was like, I need to pick this up. I have seen quite a few spoilers in regards to Easter eggs in this, but it's not really that big a deal. I think my biggest thing that I saw, and you might want to skip this little part if you don't want to be spoiled, but I saw Abe from Abe's Odyssey in this, and that was enough to sell me to pick up this game. I know it's weird, but that was the very first PlayStation 1 game that I picked up for myself, and Abe is a big part of who I am. But I'm so excited to give this a go. I love these sort of games, and it was just awesome to have this in the collection. Let me know below if you picked up Astrobot as well. Next up, we have Cyberpunk 2077. Now, interesting enough, I was working in a retail store when this game had so much controversy at the beginning, where the games were getting returned, and it was kind of disheartening, being a gamer myself and seeing a beloved publisher of a series of games be hit hard by this. And I'm just so happy to see that this game has gotten better and they've managed to fix it, and I am super excited to jump into this. Now, I picked up the Ultimate Edition. This has Phantom Liberty DLC. And I remember just seeing that there's a Porsche vehicle in this game, I'm pretty sure, and that was enough to even draw me in even more. But I just love the fact that this is kind of like that Blade Runner style. It's got that futuristic vibes, it's dark, it's dingy, and there's a lot of shooting involved, there's lots of all that sort of thing. And it's just really my sort of game. I love it, and I can't wait to give it a go. This is what I'm going to be playing after the next game I'm going to show you.
Kill. If you gotta burn it all to the ground, then let it burn.
And that game is Unicorn Overlord. Now, this I found out from watching Happy Console Gamer, and Johnny, if you're watching, let me know, because this is now my addiction, and I'm blaming you. No, not really, but I'm blaming you for the fact that I love it so much. It is amazing. I love the art style behind this. I love it. It's got the tactical elements. I'm a very much a tactical RPG sort of guy. I love them. I love them to death. My friend MarktheMartian really got me into these sort of style games, and I love it. This is just so good. The battles and just going out there taking over certain areas. I am just slowly going through it. I have to complete everything as I go through. I'm not one of those sort of people that's just like, oh, I'll just leave the side quest till later on. No, I need to do it right then and there. And I'm just super grateful for finding this through Johnny Millennium, that this is now one of my addictions, if you will. And this is what I'm trying to finish, leisurely at the moment before I jump into Cyberpunk 2077.
Not a soul among us desires liberation.
Prepare to breathe your last, geek.
Now, this one I didn't actually know was even out. I personally had picked up the Eiyuden Chronicle's 100 Heroes, and I really enjoyed it. And then I was on PlayAsia, and then I was looking up to see if they had any merchandise, and I found out they had the Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, which is the first game. I've been told that I believe it's probably not as good as the 100 Heroes, but I'm really itching to play this. There's a lot of characters that are in this that are in the newer game, the 100 Heroes, and I just love this style of game. The Suikoden thing, where you've got hundreds of different characters to choose from, and you can really just hone in on the sort of characters that you want to use. But I'm really keen to play this later on in the year I would highly recommend grabbing both of these games, but especially Eiyuden Chronicle's 100 Heroes. I really enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite games of 2024.
Ice, lightning, and fire.
Now, this is one of my first limited run games, and it's not because I don't want to support them, it's just purely of the chance I haven't really got around to buying any games from them. But I picked up this one here, and it's Jurassic Park, and it's called the Classic Games Collection. And it has up to, I'll just have a look at this, it's got quite a few games. It's a collection of 30 games in the making, and I'm a big fan of Jurassic Park. Even the newer movies, I know a lot of people find them so cheesy, but I love cheesy movies. If you want to sit down and watch Sharknado, I'm right there. If you want to watch anything that's kind of just oozing that cheesiness, I'm with you on that one. But this is just really cool, and I know a lot of these games probably aren't that great, but it's Jurassic Park. Had to pick it up. Now, this one I kind of just picked up on the fly, and I don't normally do that, but I kind of had a quick look at a few reviews, and I was looking at it, and it looks like most people kind of enjoy this, and if you did, let me know as well. But that's Lords of the Fallen, and it's kind of an action RPG style game. But reading on the back of this, there was like a blurb that it was kind of like a Souls-like game, so if you are aware of that, let me know as well. But it looks like it's something really up my alley, and normally I don't pick up games just off the chance of looking at the cover. But I thought, when you saw it for $20, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. So it's definitely something I want to play later in the year. Don't have really much to say about it, to be honest, with you all out there. But if you have played this, let me know about it.
I am a man who walks alone, and when I'm walking a dark road.
Now, this next one is a pickup that I got because I'm a big fan of sort of the RPG shooter style games where they've got their story elements behind it. And this is a series I want to review later this year, and that's the Metro Exodus. Now, this series I started playing, it was one of those games where I started and put it down for some reason. I really want to go back to playing, because when I was playing this series early on, back on the PS4, it was a lot of fun. So I had to pick up Metro Exodus. So I've got all 3 games. I don't think there was any more in the series, but I do hope to review them later on. But yeah, I picked this one up for $25, which was a pretty good price over here in Australia, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this is all about. Now, as you well might know, I'm a big fan of mech games, and I had to pick this one up, and that is MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Now, this is set in the far future, and it just looks so cool. Whenever I can get myself into a big mech and go out there and blow the shit out of things, I'm right there. So this looks quite good graphically, and I've just been watching some gameplay of this. I think I watched this first of all with one of Metal Jesus Rock's pickup videos and fell in love with this. So it's been on my radar for quite some time, but it always was put to the side for one moment. But when I went into EB Games recently, I saw this was like $30, and I thought, you know what, it's the time, let's grab this. It's getting harder and harder to find physical games, especially with these sort of niche sort of genres as well. So I've had to pick this one up. This one here really intrigues me. This is Outcast A New Beginning. This series I've really wanted to get into. It's a big open world game where you can kind of customize your own weapons, and I love the fact that there's these sort of robotic enemies that you can take on. Kind of gives me that Horizon Zero Dawn vibe behind it, and this looks really cool. Now, graphically, it does look quite nice as well, and for everything I've seen, it looks like something that I'm going to really enjoy. So this is something that I want to play later on the year. If you're a big fan of this series, let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts.
With just the right strategy. In return, our planet would grant him the powers of the gods.
Next up, we have Stellar Blade. Now, I had an absolute blast probably a bit over a year ago playing the demo for this, and I loved it. The music was great, graphics were awesome. I loved the character herself. And then when I found that there was a Nier Automata crossover, I was like, I have to get this. I'm such a big fan. and I can't wait to play this once I get a few other games out of the way. But it's getting quite hard nowadays to find this in a physical form, so this is the time. Go out there and grab it. I got this for $50. I had to wait quite a bit of time for this to come down in price, and I'm glad I did, but it's awesome to have this in the collection.
You're leaving to do something important, right?
This one won't be easy either.
No one has ever made it back alive.
All I ask is you give us hope. May your memories live
May
on.
your memories live
May
on.
your memories live on. Forever.
Next up we have Tekken 8. Oh my god, I am so happy to have this. I've been a big fan of Tekken since the early days, that early 90s when Tekken 1 was out. I have played every single one and I love them to bits. One of my favorites actually was Tekken Tag Tournament, where you had so many characters to choose from. Nowadays, you know, it's a little bit harder because you have to basically pay for all the new characters, which I don't like, but you know what, sometimes when it supports some of these companies to keep servers going, I don't mind it if it's a couple of dollars, but when it gets excessive, then I'm like, I don't know about that. But that being said, I have really enjoyed what I've played so far. I had my good friend Elliot and Victor over a few weeks back, and we played this, and it was such a good, laugh. We had a few drinks. It was really cool. It took me back to my, childhood days, where I'd be sitting down with my good friend Josh, and we'd be playing Tekken for hours. And my friend Josh used to absolutely kick my ass with Kuma all the time. I was just like, I remember, I don't very rarely get angry, but I almost got to the point of wanting to break my controller. I was getting so frustrated, and my friend Josh was laughing his head off like he always did. But that being said, I am just so happy to have this. Just been able to go through the story mode and just see where where the characters have progressed and where their stories are going. It's been a lot of fun. And I do plan to go back in and play some more of this in the coming weeks. I just want to go do sort of the survival mode and unlock some more sort of costumes and sort of outfits for my characters, and really hone in and get into more of this game. But if you picked up Tekken 8, you've got it in your collection, let me know. Now these next two games are going to be a bit of a surprise for you guys. Now, I am a huge fan of the Survivor TV series. I have watched pretty much all the American ones. I have watched all the Australian ones. I'm what you call a die-hard fan. So much to the point that I'm thinking maybe one day I might want to try and get myself onto the show. I'm going to have to get myself quite fit for that though. But I picked up Survivor Castaway Island. Now, looking at the back of this, it looks like poop, I must say. It does. It doesn't look great, but I'm not going to bash it right away. But I think that this will make a very funny and interesting review. I've got some great ideas up in my head that I think are going to make this a great video. And I just want to, again, thank each and every one of you for your big support behind my review videos. It's something I love doing. And then I also picked up the Grinch Christmas Adventure. Now, I was going to play this and review it to get it out just for Christmas gone, but I ran out of time. It's hard sometimes when you work in retail, especially in December, you don't get the time to relax. So I gave myself all of December to have some enjoyment, just play some games and not worry about trying to do a review, even though I love doing them. But this is something that we'll probably look at reviewing sometime this year and dropping it around Christmas time, so stay tuned for that. It looks kind of interesting, but whether it's going to be good, now, I picked this up in order for me to make sure that I play this, I stick to it, and I finish it. I know it's a great game, but for some reason I put it on PS3, I put it on PS4, and now I'm buying a PS5, and I have no reason, Gundies, not to play it, and that is The Last of Us Part 1. I don't know, for some reason, every time I got to this area where there was clickers, and I struggled to get past it, I, for some reason, put it down and didn't go back into it, which is very unusual. I love Naughty Dog. I love everything they do. I love the Uncharted series, and I know this game is like a masterpiece, and I must play it, but I'm going to make it my commitment to you Gundies out there that I will play this game this year, and I will finish it. So I have got this in place, so I will do that. And once I finish this, I'll then pick up part 2. But really excited to have this as a piece to make me play this game.
Oh no. I gotta get down.
When did you learn to shoot?
Man, screw you.
You had an entire flock and you hit nothing.
I'm about to hit you.
Wow. Yeah, you're really upset. Well, if you want some lessons.
And then for the Nintendo Switch, we have Sea of Stars. Now, I have this also on the PS5. I got this because I really want to support the Sabotage publisher behind this, because this game is just an absolute gem of gem, this game. I love it. I just love the art style, just the turn-based sort of RPG style elements behind it, the bosses, the music. Oh my god, the music. The music's so good. I have it on Spotify. I was so excited to see that when the music dropped on Spotify, I had to add it to my video game collection of music. And this is just something I wanted to pick up. So if I feel like playing it around the house, I can play it on this. Or so I can play my PlayStation Portable and play the PS5 version. But there's no real difference I can see between the two. But it's just nice to have both the little set together. And then last but not least, we have Super Mario Party Jamboree. Now this is just right up my alley. I love these games. So fun when you got a group of friends over. And I really need to book in that party with my friends to play this in the upcoming weeks, because I'm itching to install this onto the Switch and seeing what this one is all about. Just those fun party games and trying to collect all those stars. It's just, you know, all those Mario characters that we've grown up to love over the years. This is just a absolute nostalgia trip, this one, and I can't wait to play it. Well, there we have it, Gundies, episode 7 of the New Game Pickups. Hope you enjoyed. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. We have hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel. It is just so humble to be able to hit that mark. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I'm trying not to cry out right now, because it's just such an achievement that we together have achieved. Not me, us, we have done that, guys. And I am just loving each and every moment of being on YouTube, and I will dedicate over the next couple of weeks to try and get this games room cleaned up properly so we can do the games room tour. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun doing this video. Stay tuned. Coming up, we have the Final Fantasy IV review coming, and I had some lovely comments on the last review, so thank you to people out there that spent the time and dropped me some comments. It's going to be a lot of fun. So many big things happening for this channel this year. But from me, Gundam Russ, to you out there, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, fools. See you later.